Lily Simmons reports from Delta County. Weeknights at 6 and 11, only on WZMQ 19 News. Your new home for CBS is WZMQ 19.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, an historic day in Washington. Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy ousted from his position. We are live in Washington with reaction from our Michigan legislators and what happens now. Plus, hundreds of Billerud paper mill employees are out of a job for the next couple of weeks, why the company is idling the Escanaba facility and how the union is trying to help workers. And a common and growing issue in many schools, e-cigarettes, how Manistee School District is seeing success with its new anti-vaping initiative. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Another warm one today, but the light breeze made it feel a little more like fall. But it looks like we have potential for some storms up ahead.
Maybe, but I don't think we're going to see anything super intense over the next at least 24 hours. Yes, I'm by the jukebox again because we broke a record today. We hit a high of 83 out at the National Weather Service station, breaking that record from 2005 of 78. Still fairly cool. We'll see these temperatures dropping throughout the week as we get closer to Friday, Platter Day. You'll definitely want your flannel for that day. It's going to be a little bit chilly. I'll show you what is in the forecast with those chances of showers after the break.
Thank you very much, Ariane. In Washington, another historic day in our nation's capital. Today, the House voted to oust Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp has been monitoring this development today. Rachel, what's the latest?
Good evening, Sarah. So right now the House is on a break. Their Republicans are going to be meeting together in a conference. We're going to expect them to be discussing the next steps. But this is a historic day. It's the first time a speaker has been successfully voted out of their position. Representative Jack Bergman voted to keep McCarthy in as speaker. Now, before the vote, Bergman released a statement saying in part, he has no allegiance to anyone other than the constituents who continue to trust me to represent them. I'm watching, but as of now, Speaker McCarthy has kept my support, end quote. Now that McCarthy has been voted out, here's what happens next. The House will have to vote on a new permanent speaker. We could see votes happen as early within the next day or a couple of days or later on. But without a speaker, the House is unable to move forward with legislative business. We spoke with the George Washington University Director of Political Management on this. He says this vote is not looking good for Republicans.
Through our investigations, we have
with the Republican Party not being unified and really being hamstrung and not being able to do anything without some Democratic votes, if they can't hold themselves together, it looks like a really disorganized and ununified party. And this is going to be difficult for them to go back to the voters and say, yeah, put us back in.
Handful of far-right Republicans, they were the ones that helped vote McCarthy out of his speakership role. They are upset with him and accusing and criticizing him of having to work with the Democrats to move forward with this short-term spending legislation, as well as accusing him of creating a so-called secret deal to help pass through aid for Ukraine. And so, again, this is now that the House is in recess and without a speaker, they are unable to work on legislative business, meaning that they are unable to work on finalizing those spending bills. Sarah, back to you.
All right, Rachel, thank you very much. We'll certainly be keeping an eye on what happens next in Washington. Meanwhile, developing now in Delta County, nearly 300 Billerud paper mill employees in Escanaba are out of a job for the next 2 weeks as the mill is undergoing maintenance. According to a statement from Billerud, the mill is being idled this week for an annual maintenance outage due to a low demand for paper. Billerud is also taking a second week to, quote, balance production with customer needs. 280 of Billerud's 830 employees have been laid off for those 2 weeks. The union president says those laid off are eligible to receive unemployment benefits during that time, but there is a 1-week waiting period.
Michigan's unemployment benefits are antiquated and behind many states, so it's not much, and you don't get paid for that week, but they do qualify for the benefits.
Billerud says it's working with unions and workers to minimize the impact to the fullest extent possible. In Lansing, Governor Gretchen Whitmer and state legislators have expanded eligibility for the Michigan Reconnect program. With October marking the start of the new fiscal year, increased funding for the program has lowered the age of eligibility from 25 to 21. The program is aimed toward any Michigan residents to give them financial assistance for returning to school. Governor Whitmer says this will open up the program to over 350,000 more people.
At its core, what this effort is about giving people an opportunity to achieve their dreams. It's about their stories.
We'll have more on the Michigan Reconnect program, the guidelines, and how to apply tonight at 11:10 Central. Vaping continues to be a concern for many families and schools. WZMQ's Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons tells us how a school in Manistee is working to keep vapes out of students' hands.
It's not a Manistee area schools problem, it's a problem across the country.
Manistee area middle and high school principal John Shiner has watched the rise of vaping become a serious issue among students in recent years.
They come up with cute colors and cute names that make little children want to buy them. They're absolutely targeting the youth of our country, and Manistee is no different than the rest of our country.
The school has been proactive, educating students on the risks of vaping.
But we also have the responsibility to the other families, to the other kids who are not bringing it into school. We felt like we had to draw a hard line and make it uncomfortable for them to bring it here.
So last school year, Manistee area schools partnered with the city and the courts to introduce an anti-vaping initiative.
There is a fine that is assessed when a kid is caught with one that does not go to the school system. It does not pad the city's bottom line. Basically, it just covers the costs to make this process run.
The process is intended to get parents' attention and encourage them to play a more active role in vaping prevention.
It's never a fun conversation to call home and say, hey, I caught your kid with a vape, but I think in the end everyone sees the big picture, that we're not doing it just to zap someone, we're doing it because we don't believe they should be in school.
Since the initiative began, Shiner has seen a decrease in vaping among students. He says helping young people develop healthy habits is an essential part of their overall education.
It's just one small part of how we treat the whole child. Children these days face a lot of barriers that someone who's 56 did not have to face when we were young. And so at the Manistee area schools, we take all of that into consideration as we're educating our kids.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Manistee.
A Marquette-based business incubator is expanding its ability to help entrepreneurs. Today, Innovate Marquette officially opened its Proto Lab in downtown Marquette. The lab will allow the team at Innovate to work directly with entrepreneurs to develop prototypes and test their ideas. Thanks to grants from the USDA and community partners, the Proto Lab has already helped secure 9 patents for local entrepreneurs. Your first morning weather forecast is coming up after this break. Plus, Megan O'Connor has everything you need to know about participating in this Friday's annual Platter Day celebration. She's in for What's Up with Megan coming up later. And later, honoring victims of domestic violence. The somber ceremony in Dickinson County, making sure the lives of those lost are never forgotten. We're back.
19 News is brought to you by Dan Perkins Construction.
When you put on a product this nice, you want to sing it from the rooftops. You know my roof's good looking, will last the rest of your life. Each day I go to work thinking, you know we're doing this right. Buy a roof for me and I think you'll see you'll be happy as a gherkin. 'Cause we do it right and we're really polite. Take it from me, Dan Perkins. You try rhyming something with Perkins.
The cases you know. The inside story you don't.
Take your hand away from me, right now!
New CBS tonight.
The Anna Anderson kidnapping case.
My job is to get her back.
New crimes.
Let my daughter go.
More stories to tell.
I hear Hannah screaming. There was a body. Nothing prepares you for that.
New FBI True premieres tonight at 9/8 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Someday your son's gonna test you. It's gonna force you to make a decision.
A man must stand with his people, and we are not your people. There is nothing you could do I won't forgive you for.
Yeah, there is.
Yellowstone, Sunday after 60 Minutes on CBS.
Brought to you locally by Erickson Jewelers.
Perry Mason is the perfect entertainment for day and night. During the day, it's a great, juicy courtroom drama.
You killed Polly first to get rid of her.
And at night, it's a perfect, spooky murder mystery. It's Perry Mason.
Weekdays at 9 a.m. and 11:30 p.m. on MeTV 19.1.
You're watching home to CBS Mornings, WZMQ 19.
We've had some really warm temperatures. Some of that leaf color is changing now, especially over in Ontonagon County, Lake of the Clouds there. Take a look at these temperatures. We're going to we hit about 86 there on Monday, 83 today, and then we're going to cruise on down. Like I said, seeing more fall-like temperatures coming up later on this week, especially around Friday. Temperatures right now, though, we still have some areas in the 80s. Everybody else a little bit cooler than that in that 70-degree range tonight. It's going to be another warm one in the 60s primarily as clouds are going to start to increase. Not really expecting a whole lot of precipitation this evening, but those breezes are continuing. We'll see those maybe even into Thursday. Expect some humid conditions tomorrow with those temperatures in that 70-degree range. Chances of showers and thunderstorms, although most likely showers. Winds primarily coming out of the south. That's where we're going to stick with until, well, I'll show you here in just a minute. Basically Wednesday, we'll see them primarily coming out of the southwest direction, and that's when we're going to see some cooler temperatures moving in, especially midday on Wednesday and into that evening. Again, we could see some gusts even into Thursday up to about 30 miles an hour, especially along Lake Michigan and of course up in the Keweenaw Peninsula. So if you've got trash day tonight or tomorrow night, make sure you keep track of where your bins are rolling. Okay, right now, past couple of hours, we've had mostly precipitation down there in the western portion there of Wisconsin, and then we are fairly clear and dry with the radar currently, but that could change on Wednesday morning. Let's take a look. Of course, those clouds moving in, and then around 6 a.m. over there in Gogebic, those showers could be heading up north. We'll expect scattered showers throughout the day. Most of our activity is going to be in the central portions here for the morning into the afternoon before we could see some heavier showers over in the east later on in that early hour of 5 o'clock around Wednesday evening. Then we'll clear out for a little bit. Chances of showers returning on our Thursday. Basically, we've got chances of showers and thunderstorms into the weekend. It could be very soggy and wet out there as we head on into next week. But for your school day tomorrow, expect that it'll be cloudy conditions. Temps around that 60-degree range, and then we will warm up into the 70s like we just saw there. But of course, maybe send your student with an umbrella as they could get some droplets. 7-day outlook for Marquette. For Apple Betty, Thursday, temperatures around 68 here in Marquette, and then cooling down on Friday with chances of showers.
Our 19 News Insights is on the way next. We're getting the details on October's events in downtown Marquette. That conversation.
Tonight, an abducted girl is found in New York. What parents can learn from the case. Then, a member of Congress is carjacked at gunpoint in D.C. Why this type of crime is on the rise. And as more self-driving taxis hit the roads, safety concerns mount on the CBS Evening News.
Since the 15th century, Antwerp, Belgium has been the city for diamonds. Erickson Jewelers is going overseas to this diamond capital soon to handpick directly from a sparkling selection unlike any in the world. Tell us what you're looking for and we'll use our connections to personally find it in Antwerp's famous diamond district. This is a special opportunity that allows us to negotiate the best options and value for you. Find out how Erickson Jewelers can bring home your one-of-a-kind Antwerp diamond.
New fun and games are here. I'm Jerry O'Connell inviting you to come and play Pictionary on WZMQ TV 19.
Are you behind on your mortgage? Is the bank threatening to take your home? Is your house underwater because you owe more than it's worth? Are you considering trying to get a loan modification on your own? Did you know that less than 5% of people who tried on their own actually got a modification? At the Mortgage Modification Helpline, we know the rules and regulations banks don't want you to know about. And we've helped thousands of people stay in their homes. Are you struggling to keep up? Are you past due on your mortgage? If so, we can help. It doesn't matter if you have bad credit, been turned down, or if you're currently getting the runaround from your lender. The call and consultation is free, and it only takes a few minutes to find out if we can help. So call the Mortgage Modification Helpline today, and let's get your loan modified into one you can afford.
Please call 800-515-2812. That is 800-515-2812.
WZMQ 19, CBS for the Upper Peninsula.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
With this new month comes a new lineup of events and activities in downtown Marquette. So joining us tonight from the DDA, once again, is Mike Bradford. Thanks for coming in, Mike.
Happy to be back.
So it's a new month. It's my favorite month. October is just, I don't know, that change of the season, and it's just awesome. And then our first big event is, of course, Platter Day.
Platter Day, brought to us by our own Bugsy Sailor,
Yes.
who has a business right here in downtown.
Yeah.
But yeah, first Friday of October, we have Platter Day.
So what is downtown Marquette doing for Platter Day?
Yeah, so we've been helping Bugsy kind of get the word out, and because we have the new piers right behind the Hampton,
Right.
so that's where this year's picture is going to be. On the South Pier, everyone gathered at 5:30. Take that shot, and then kind of head over to Black Rocks to kind of celebrate some more on everything plaid.
Awesome. Now, is this something that like kids, pets, everybody is allowed to come? I think last year they allowed dogs.
I certainly hope so, and they did, because also a dog in plaid, I just think that makes it even better.
Extra cute.
Yeah.
How else can people participate in Platter Day?
Oh God, basically it's all things plaid. It doesn't have to just be clothing, even just getting the word out, decorate your car. I have seen that actually on a few occasions. People get really creative with it. So yeah, anything related to plaid, you go for it.
Okay, so Platter Day is this Friday, and then ironically, the following weekend is another one of Bugsy Sailor's brilliant ideas, is the Fresh Coast Film Festival.
And one of my personal favorites, because yeah, the Fresh Coast Film Fest, it's going to be the 19th to the 22nd, and it is just a film fest that takes over the entire downtown and even brings in some hiking, you know, for the recreation around this town. And it really puts Marquette on blast in the best light, in my opinion.
Yeah, what is the Fresh Coast Film Festival kind of based around?
Basically everything natural, like celebrating Lake Superior, the land that surrounds it, and just like, you know, the filmmakers themselves who appreciate the land as well. So it kind of brings us all to just one event, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, where are these filmmakers from?
Oh God, everywhere. There's no barrier. And so you're bringing these people from all over the place who share this appreciation for the land right here in just Marquette. And so it's a great celebration.
Yeah, and this is something that kind of happens in various locations around Marquette, not like one central location.
And that is one of my favorite parts. So even though it has different locations, it is still very accessible. And the timing of all things, you have an opportunity to see all your favorite films, like the Delft Theater, you know, right across the street from where we are now. And yeah, it really puts downtown Marquette and the surrounding area in just a wonderful light.
Yeah, for people who want like a full list of, you know, the films that are being shown, where can they get that information?
Ooh, yes, always they have their own website, just freshcoastfilmfest.com, and you can get your tickets there and find out all the flicks that they'll be showing.
Yeah, and then of course the other side of that is they always need lots of volunteers just to help out, keep things organized too.
They do. For that many days, for any event, it takes a lot of work. And yeah, they got a great team, but they can always use some more people.
Yeah, and what are the days for the film festival again?
Yeah, so the 19th to the 22nd, so Thursday to Sunday.
Gotcha, okay. And then finally, the big finish for October is the downtown trick-or-treating.
Yeah, and that's one where the downtown, like us, the DDA, have a bit more of a hand in. So last year we closed down the 100 and 200 block of downtown, but the whole downtown is open for it. And so yeah, from 4 o'clock to 7, you know, you can come on downtown, visit the local shops. You know, they'll be handing out candy. We're gonna look to get some music down here. A big change though this year is that we are shutting down the social district that we enacted back in June. this is a family event. Want to keep it a family event,
Right.
but for those who still love the social district, it will open up again at 7.
Awesome. And where can people go for all those details?
Downtownmarquette.org.
Perfect. All right. Well, Mike, thank you very much for sharing tonight. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Still ahead tonight, we are finding out what's up with Megan, and she has more details on that big Upper holiday this week, Platter Day, and other ways you can participate. And later, a community fundraising campaign reaches its goal for a new pickleball court. We'll tell you how much money the Courts of Dreams raised and where. But first, here's your Upers United volunteer opportunity of the day. Feeding America West Michigan needs a few extra hands for its mobile food pantry in Munising tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's at the Eden Lutheran Church on M28. Volunteers will help set up tables, pack boxes, load food into vehicles, get clients registered. To sign up to be a volunteer for this or check out other opportunities, just head on over to upersunited.com.
We've got a lot of news to cover tonight. A special look at crime in America, the dramatic rise in carjackings around the country, plus a sitting member of Congress held at gunpoint by 3 armed men right here in the nation's capital. What experts say is behind the spike in crime. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
New CBS Wednesday.
1, 2, 3, go! Yes!
Oh my God.
Nothing easy about that.
This is embarrassing.
Yes! Come on!
I'm like,
Yeah, buddy, bring it on!
oh God.
Let's go!
I'm just watching.
A new Survivor. Wednesday at 8, 7 Central on CBS.
Shop our huge selection of Amish-crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order. With 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.
Come enjoy spectacular savings all October long at Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette. Come to the store or check your mail to get your spooky scratch-off ticket with instant savings of 10 to 40% off. Every shelf and jewelry case is full for my trip to the largest jewelry show in the world. October is the perfect month to say boo to your boo with the gift of jewelry and diamonds with spectacular savings exclusively at Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette.
At Richardson Jewelers.
Here's to yesterday.
Sundays on MeTV 19.1.
Tonight on What's Up with Megan. Megan is getting us ready for the utmost Upper holiday happening this Friday. Megan, what's going on?
Tonight on What's Up with Megan, we are celebrating a global holiday. But first, happy birthday to WZMQ 19. It's been 1 year since we started our live broadcasts. Thank you for welcoming me into your home every Tuesday night to find out what's up with Megan. This is home. But now it's time to break out the plaid because this Friday is the 13th annual Platter Day. Platter Day is a worldwide celebration of plaid. It occurs annually on the first Friday of October. Platter Day was started in 2011 by UP Supply Company owner Bugsy Saylor, who frequently wore a large amount of plaid. There are lots of ways to celebrate, such as taking a photo in your plaid shirt and sharing it with the hashtag PlatterDay, or helping others in need by donating clothes to shelters and secondhand shops. Bonus points if you're donating plaid shirts. Look good, feel good, and spread some cheer in your plaid this year. To find out how to celebrate Platter Day in your area, become a fan of the Platter Day Facebook page.
Easy to participate. You just got to wear something plaid, and there will probably be a lot of people who will accidentally participate in Flatter Day, right? Well, there's a lot of other events happening around the UP this weekend as well. Lots of Saturday events. First, it's the 5th annual Fall Family Fun Day at the UP State Fairgrounds from 11 to 3. It's a kid-friendly event featuring carnival games, a bounce house, a spook house, touch-a-truck, and more. Admission is free with a donation of a new unwrapped toy, which will go to the Marine Corps League 444. Also Saturday, the Q&A Young Professionals Color Run starts at 9:30 a.m. right at the Houghton Waterfront Pier. The 5K fun run will blast runners with colorful powders at different stations along the route. It's $20 for adults, $15 for students, $8 for kids 6 to 14, and free for kids 5 and under. To register, just search for 2023 Q&A Color Run at eventbrite.com. And right after you're done with that is Houghton's 2nd annual Fall Fest, also at the Waterfront Pier. That's going on from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. There will be tractor rides along the Portage waterfront, apple cider, picking out pumpkins, live music, and more. Also Saturday, the Fall Phantasm at Lake and Inland from 3 to 11 p.m. Song and dance performances. It's an immersive experience with theater activities, vendors, and more. That is also a free event. And also, finally, Saturday, the 4th annual Scandia Harvest Fest and Chili Cook-Off at 4 p.m. at the Scandia Township Hall, which is on Krieger Drive. All are welcome. Contest registration begins at 3:45. Elsewhere around the UP, a dedication ceremony was given in Dickinson County, honoring those lost in the state to domestic violence. It's all a part of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. WZMQ's Iron Mountain Bureau reporter Amy Doyle was there and brings us this story.
Community members, prosecutors, law enforcement, health department officials, judges, and advocates are remembering the lives lost in Michigan within 1 year due to domestic violence.
53 crosses bearing the memory of casualties represent unborn children up to senior citizens. Social service and criminal justice advocates in the county are recognizing not only the number of lives lost, they're focused on serving survivors in the community.
If you don't think of anything else, if you have children in that home, think of the children and the lasting effects and the fear that children feel. Our theme this month is Every Child Deserves a Happy Home.
With this being the beginning of a fiscal year, advocates are not only concerned about this number of deaths and the families affected, they're noticing an upward trend by a minimum of 10% in the state compared with previous years.
State lines should not matter. Safety is what is crucial for victims, and there should not be competition, there should not be bureaucracy that gets involved. This is all about safety for families.
We have a very good working relationship with both Marinette County and Florence County law enforcement, and we've worked together with them several cases over the years and have a very good working relationship so that we don't have cases fall through the cracks.
The Caring House is breaking state line barriers to serve those affected by violence.
One of the concerns has been that there's limited housing availability. I do not want to scare any victim from coming in because there's limited housing. We will work with you to make sure you have a safe home. As citizens, we need to be involved.
Local advocates want the community to know that they're here to support those affected by violence. Amy Doyle, WZMQ 19 News, Iron Mountain.
We'll have one more check on your weather forecast.
Someday your son's going to test you. It's going to force you to make a decision.
A man must stand with his people, and we are not your people.
There is nothing you could do I won't forgive you for.
Yeah, there is.
Yellowstone, Sunday after 60 Minutes on CBS.
Brought to you locally by Erickson Jewelers.
We are united, everybody's invited. We are united, everybody. Come on, come on.
The United Way of Marquette County, kicking off its 80th year. United Way volunteers support our community, and you can help the United Way assist 26 local programs, funding nonprofit organizations focused on safety, unity, and endowment. Donate today by visiting uwmqt.org. A public service message from the United Way and WZMQ 19.
Y'all ready for today? On the Jennifer Hudson Show. Tay Diggs is in the house. You were in the original cast of Rent 25 years ago.
25 years ago. Don't I look good?
Plus, get your daily dose of motivation. I love it.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
Are you behind on your mortgage? Is the bank threatening to take your home? Are you considering trying to get a loan modification on your own? Did you know that less than 5% of people who tried on their own actually got a modification? At the Mortgage Modification Helpline, we know the rules and regulations banks don't want you to know about, and we've helped thousands of people stay in their homes. So call the Mortgage Modification Helpline today.
Please call 800-515-2812.
Friends, it is still warm out there. We've got some areas in the 80s right now. If you haven't taken time to go out and see those leaves, now might be the time, especially inland and in the Keweenaw, Gogebic, and Ontonagon counties. This evening might be a good time because we've got showers on the way. 7-day outlook for Escanaba. Could see a storm tomorrow, 60% chance of showers, maybe dry on Thursday, and those showers likely to return for Friday's Platter Day.
Finally tonight, Delta County will soon have more places to play pickleball. Gladstone Area Pickleball launched its Courts of Dreams campaign in July with the goal of raising $50,000. They ended up raising $66,000 thanks to 176 individuals and businesses who donated to the cause. That's it for now. We'll see you back.